Hello. So, everybody, guys, if you're here, if you're watching us right now, well, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're most welcome. I can't see you as of now, but in a second, I will be able to see at least my guest. But I just want to say welcome to everyone, and we are happy to have you here. And now I see Misty on the screen. Yes. So, Misty, good morning.
Good
And
morning, Zhanna.
good morning. We're going to officially start this episode. And let me just say welcome to yet another really powerful episode of Dream Big with Jana, inspiring you to reignite, refire, and refuel your life. And today, you see my amazing, beautiful, cheerful, joyful, blissful guest on the screen. And the reason I'm giving so many descriptive words because, I just look beyond my vocabulary is not enough to express how joyful this person is. So, Misty, thank you so much for being with me on the show today. It's Misty Bliss. So, welcome to the show. And for those of you guys who didn't have a chance to watch the first episode with Misty, you can catch it in two places. You can go to Hummingbird Academy today, where we are right now on Facebook, and you can just take a look at the first episode where Misty actually is sharing her story and the journey on how she became who she is right now. And it's really powerful just to listen to how the whole journey of transformation started for Misty, because we all have different ways of coming out of the shell, so to speak. So, and this is the first place on Facebook, and another place is on YouTube. If you and you type in "Dream Big with Jana" and Misty Bliss, then you will find that episode right away, and you can choose to subscribe to our channel. It's just simply Zhanna Shpits, and see other experts and other healers to be on it. But for today, let's focus on another episode and another strength and the magic that Misty brings into the lives of all women and literally all people she works with. So before we get into that, let me remind you who she is from, and I'll just read a little bit of from her official bio, if that's okay with you, Misty.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Misty Bliss is an expert transformational teacher, leader, mentor, and successful conscious entrepreneur. Her mission is to empower women to achieve effortless flow in their business and life by sharing the I am teachings that she created and that she credits as the source of her own fulfillment, success, and impact. She is the founder of the Instant Alignment Method programs, which offer trainings, advanced courses in coaching and leadership certifications that aim to serve thousands of women from around the globe. The women in this community are business owners with a passion and purpose who feel that their business is being held back and not sure why. So there's a lot more to say. Most importantly, is that Misty is the healer from the heart. She knows what to do, she knows how to do it, and she developed her a unique and a regional method that's called, I finally got it, I am, because it's the abbreviation I am, right? You spell it out, and it's ergo I am, and ergo is the Latin word which I'm a big fan of, and Latin word ergo means therefore. So therefore I am, because as you know, it's a very powerful statement by itself. So Misty, today we decided and we promised that it's going to be an open coaching session. I
Yes.
agreed to be the guinea pig,
Yes.
Patty, and we'll work today on the blocks that I personally, well, I chose the ones that well, first of all, they are my own. And second, those of you guys who are watching right now, if it resonates the entirety of the combination of everything that I'm going to mention right now, or even a small part, please watch, and we're going to be experiencing that together, and Misty will tell you more about it. But I also, from my previous experience from healers and light workers, I can say that even the mere fact of being here on the show and being in Misty's energy field is going to affect and remove the block, or you're going to release your own blocks as you're watching. Is that true?
It's totally true. Yes. Yeah.
So let me just say that here is where I am stuck in business. Procrastination, so putting off as much and as long as possible, especially the long-term projects, not even the long-term, but when I know that it requires the intensity of the mind and work and diligence. So that's number one, and I try to delay that as like as long as I can. And then I, of course, you beat yourself up for not doing that on time. That's number one. And number two, I can assume, and I will listen to you, this is just my assumption, that the procrastination is a part of my subconscious fears. And I'm not sure. I thought it was the fear of failure, which is a lot of, it's a common one. But to me, I don't think I am afraid of failing, because I don't believe in failing, because how do you know if you don't try? I think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's the fear of success,
Yes.
apparently. But that's what I can intellectually, that's what I can wrap my head around. But now I'm just turning it all over. The stage is yours, and let's see what we can do, how we can deal with that.
Sure. Well, the first thing is that every human is damaged by the fact that we are human beings. We are highly intellectual, totally emotional beings. And that's why we can all be, and we all are, in fact, damaged in some way. Most of the time, if we're women, we brush it under the carpet. But we can bring them out when we need to and get on with our lives. And we can release these into the, into the air, just so that we can move on with our life. Now, you don't have to be positive. I am a positive, happy person, but you do not have to be positive or happy 24/7. It's exhausting. But you don't have to be happy or positive to have a successful and fulfilled life. So I just want everyone to be aware that they may be thinking, listening to us and thinking, well, I'm not going to be fulfilled if I don't release some issues that I've got. That's not the case. Not everybody has issues, traumas that are holding them back from a fulfilling life. They, at this time anyway, they may be building up inside them, but on the whole, everybody would benefit from doing this. And once we go into it, and we're going to go into it very quickly, you can actually use this like you brush your teeth or have a shower. In the morning, you could just spend 3, 4, 5 minutes checking in on yourself on one of your many subjects that have popped into your head. I mean, for you, it's procrastination, it's the fear of success. Others, it could be the fear of failure. It can be money, financial blocks. It could be anything, betrayal, all sorts of things. But if they just choose one, I don't want to overload anybody, just choose one that they think might be. And if it comes up as negative, it's a no, then celebrate that day, because the one you chose, there's nothing wrong with you for that day. So that's a super win. But it is very easy to do. Basically, on the outside of us and on the inside of us, we have a subconscious. There are 15 layers of it. 7 are inside, 8 are on the outside. They're all vibrant colors. They're all smooth running and beautiful, and you feel great when they're all vibrant colors and smoothly running. However, if you trip up and have a trauma, or you skip into a betrayal, or you have some kind of a fear, you'll get a kink or a twist or the colors will dull. They won't be so vibrant and alive. And over time, if this happens a lot, all of these 15 layers will start to dull down and you will feel lost, discombobulated, out of control, overwhelmed, or you might just feel there's nowhere for me to go. I don't like the life I'm in. I don't know where else to turn. These are all the things that can come up when your subconscious stores, which it does because it's a database, stores all this information. But we can release it. And we're going to do that just now. And I have written a clearing statement specially for your guests and for your watchers, your viewers, and I'll write it in after this is online. I'll write it in the comments, and then it's there for them to copy it and put it on a mirror or put it on a post-it note or have it in your phone or whatever, and just look at it and say the words, say them out loud, take ownership of it, and you'll feel the benefits of it. Now, when I do the clearing statement with you, I have done, I think I mentioned it last week, where I like to flip things. So there's a release, and then because you've released everything, that's great. You feel good, you'll feel the shift. But I like to then put back in positive. So I flip it and I've added an extra bit, especially for, I mean, we can put in X, Y, or Z in the blank, but with you, we'll probably put in fear of success. We'll probably put in procrastination. But I don't know yet. We're going to see what comes up. Just because you think that's what it is doesn't mean to say it is.
Okay.
So nice and quickly then, we need to get from you an affirmative and a negative. So a yes and a no answer, because we're going to ask questions of you. You're going to ask them. I'll say them. You can ask them. We don't know what we're going to say yet. It'll just come up. So anybody can do this. They just have to not overthink it. Just let the words, the thoughts come to them and to use them. So the best way to do this is for you to stand up, and we're going to make sure that your calibration is correct so that you get a yes, no answer. You'll get a pull from your lower dantian, which is just below your belly button, and you'll feel a pull either forwards or almost a slight push to push you backwards. It's minuscule. And hopefully we'll see it. I mean, as you get very powerful, it can swing almost like a pendulum, which is effectively what you're doing. If there are people out there who've used pendulums with healing, then they're going to know that they can use themselves as the pendulum, but not swinging from a tree or anything like that. I need you firmly grounded.
Yes,
so if you'd like to stand up, Zhanna, let's see if we can. I don't know if the camera's
absolutely
going to.
And you're gonna see. Okay, so let's
so if you stand sideways to the camera, that's it. Then we should, if we focus on your shoulder, we might be able to see if you go backwards or forwards.
Okay.
So if I ask the question and you repeat it, and I have no idea of the answer to this, obviously, do I have any pets in the house now?
No. So I'm leaning back.
Okay. So you need to, that's great. Do you have any pets in your house?
No.
No. Okay. So the next question I'm going to ask you, I want you to say it out loud. It's not from me. I know it's coming across the energy here, but I need you to say it as well, because I need you to take the ownership of it. So, do I love butterflies?
Yes. I mean,
yes.
I knew the answer, but I was listening to the body. And
okay.
I just want to, Misti, can I say to everybody? So what Misti is doing, because I'm familiar with some healing modalities. You guys, if you're new to that, everything is in your body, and your body knows the answers before you know them consciously. That's what we are doing. But,
that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
It can, but just so everybody knows, because it can be unfamiliar to so many people, that the answer may take up to about 10 seconds for it to come through. And you're really not trying to think about the answer. The answer is in you, even if you don't think you know the answer. So with you, we could say, so we were talking about procrastination. So we could say, do I have any, you like the word blocks. I'm going to use that word because you said that. I don't normally use it, but I'm going to use that for you. So do I have blocks to do with procrastination. Can you say it out loud, Zhanna?
You mean repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Do I have blocks? What could you please say it again?
Yep. Do I have blocks to do with procrastination?
To deal with, or to do?
To do with.
Okay. Do I have blocks to do with procrastination?
Okay. So that's a definite yes. So we now need to know how many there are. So all you need to say is, are there more than 5?
Are there more than 5? Yeah.
Are there less? Are there less than 10?
Yeah. Yeah, this is so much fun.
So anyone else can be doing this as well. So
yes,
it's
please. Yes. So everybody who is in your house and you guys are watching and you're not driving, then
exactly.
And make yourself a pendulum, like a pendulum.
So now you could say, is it less than 8?
Yes.
Is it 7?
Yes.
Okay. So your body, your subconscious is telling you that you have got 7 blocks to do with procrastination. That's a good number. But here's the thing. I liken this to a rose peony, which I couldn't get any of the rose peonies. I love rose peonies.
I love flowers. I love fresh flowers. They always.
So do I. Well, the peony is it's like a rosebud, but it's really big. And they're tightly curled up, all the buds inside. So even as it opens out and 1 or 2 layers may fall off and open really wide, it's still tightly sealed inside. It takes a long time for it to open up. And I liken that to our emotions and blocks. So even though you've got 7, I beg your pardon. Even though you've got 7, when we peel off 1 or 2, you might feel that it's shifting more than that 1 or 2, and that we're not having to take ownership of the others because they're just dropping away. And that's wonderful. And also it can, although this is instant because it will take these things away immediately, if there's any residual energy around it, it can take up to 48 hours for it to clear. And that's like if you went to a chiropractor, physiotherapist, osteopath, they always, and you go in with a bad neck or something and you can't move it, and you come out and you can move it, but it's still really painful. Mm-hmm. But 48 hours after you leave there, someone flicks a switch and your neck goes like that and you're absolutely fine. There's no pain. And it's exactly the same because it's the residual energy, the memory is still there. Mm-hmm. So it's the same with what we're dealing with because it's all energy.
I have a question. But
yes,
you within this 48 hours, does the person need to do anything extra?
No. You've kick-started your healing. It's yourself will sort itself out because you've opened up to the universe and you've told the universe what you want from it. Whether you believe in divinity or God or source or the universe, it now knows that you're ready, that you just want to get rid of this. You don't need it anymore. It's not serving you. Mm-hmm. So let's start with number 1. So we can ask, and you need to say this out loud, the first block to do with procrastination, is it from when I was a child?
So should I repeat it out loud?
Yes.
So the first block that has to do with procrastination, did I get it when I was a child? No.
Was I in my 20s?
Mm-hmm. Was I in my 20s? Yeah.
Okay.
This is fascinating. This is like magic in action. Okay.
It is magic, but it's your magic because it's all coming from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can't be a lie because I'm not touching you. I'm nowhere near you. I'm not influencing you in any way. It's just your subconscious. So it was in your 20s. Was I older than 25?
Was I older than 25? Yeah.
Okay. So now your mind will start working. What was I doing in my late 20s?
Right.
It doesn't, and that's fine. Thinking, but not overthinking is good. But don't worry, we may still be able to get to it without you having to think about it. So now we can narrow it down and we can ask questions like, was it to do with a relationship?
Was it to do with the relationship? Yes.
Okay. So was it a family member?
Was it a family member? Yes.
Okay. So I've got a question for you. Were you living at home at the time or had you moved away?
So at 25, 26, I moved away.
Okay.
Actually, I was living separately when I was 25. I was still in the city where my parents, like not too far away from my parents, but I lived by myself, kind of. Yeah,
Okay.
not in the same space. But I saw them very, very
Oh,
often. We're very
yeah.
close.
Okay. Well, that's good. Okay. So we can ask direct questions. We can actually ask, did this come from my father?
Did this come from my father? Wow, strange. Because, wow, okay.
Okay. So then that's strange to you. So I'm going to say this so that everybody can hear it. It just because it comes from your father doesn't mean to say that it's something he did. It could have been. It could have been something you saw. It could have been something you overheard. It could equally have been passed down in his DNA from past ancestors, grandparents, great grandparents, etc. And that's how you've got it from him. So we don't definitively know. And you can ask those questions if you need to find out. But probably, to be honest, you don't need to dig that deep. We only need the surface, but if you want to, and your viewers want to, then obviously from home, if they want to find out the exact nitty gritty, then that's great. Go for it, journal on it, write it down, make a history of what you're finding out. I mean, it's fascinating.
Yes.
And it is magical.
It is
You
magical.
find out so much about your ancestors from this process.
I'm going to interview my dad. That's what I am about what was going on in the family, and my, just to find out what it was all up to. But we need to dig deeper. I mean, I need to understand first what questions to ask him. So
okay, well, so let's just skip it a bit because I know that we're short on time. So let's skip it a bit and let's turn it on its head and start asking the question without knowing any more at this stage. You could ask, am I ready to release this?
Am I ready to release this? Yes, very definite yes.
Okay, so the clearing statement that I have written for you is, I am releasing the need for this in my life. So that's the first part. And that part, you can say it 3 or 4 times. You don't have to say it fast. You really feel it, really just let it absorb into you. You may not need 3 or 4 times. I mean, I just do. And then we'll do the second part about adding something in. So I am releasing this. I'm releasing the need for this in my life. So if you say that, feel it in your heart.
I am releasing the need to feel this.
No, I'm releasing the need for this in my life.
I'm releasing the need for this in my life.
Yeah.
I'm releasing the need for this in my life. I am releasing the need for this in my life.
Are you feeling anything?
You know what I usually feel? This is just me. Like something was leaving the stomach area, because all my feelings are trapped in the stomach area.
Interesting.
the unpleasant feelings. I'm not
Yes.
sure about the pleasant feelings. But unpleasant I'm very familiar with.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, well, let's ask the question before we go on to the second bit to add it in. Let's ask, have I released this first block?
Have I released this first block? Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now I would like to put back in something positive.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you consider to be the opposite of procrastination? I mean, I've got loads of words popping into my head, but I don't want to put them into your mouth. You need to feel how you want to be.
Excitement. Excitement about jumping into action right away. Right away. It's excitement and the feeling of ease and curiosity that wins over. And it's when it's my when it's natural, when it's natural just to start. It's like jumping not into action but inspired action. I really want, like, I can't stop myself from not doing that.
Inspired action. I like that. I wasn't sure how we were going to do it. So then you want to say, I am willing to receive inspired action and show up in any way that it can. And say that. Yeah.
Immediately, I want to add one more piece to that. Immediately, in inspired action, immediately when the idea, when the desire or the intention comes in.
Well, now here's the thing. If you put too much detail, you're limiting the universe.
Got it. Okay, we're scratching that.
Keep it simple. Don't put too much detail in.
Let's just jump into inspired action. All right, let's do it.
So I am willing to receive inspired action and show up in any way that it can.
I'm willing to receive inspired action and show it and show it
And show up.
That showed up in any way
it can.
Oh, it can. That showed up in any way it can. I'm willing to receive the inspired action that showed up in any way it can.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You see, now that's lovely. Now what will happen is this will all be absorbed into your DNA, because everything is. I mean, every single cell in your body does every job that it can. Every single cell works your digestive system and your brain function and your skin. Every single cell has the same job. Can you believe that? It does it a zillion times over in your beautiful human being body. So we're now changing that energy to a positive energy and to an inspired action energy with that regard to that. Now, I'll let you follow up on the other 6 procrastination blocks later in today when you've got a moment, a quiet time, you can do that. And if you find that this is difficult for time, then just do 1 a day. Then you've got a week till the next time we meet up, and then you will have done all 7 of those. And you might find that other things will come up. Now, I don't want anyone to get scared if they check in and say they've say cleared 4 blocks, and then they check in and they say, have I got less than 5 blocks? And it says no, and you're like, what? But I've worked on 4. How can I have? Check in again. And if it says you've now got 16 or 68 or 168 or 560, it doesn't matter, because it's like the peony. It will release, and you won't need to stand there for 600 blocks to be released on one subject matter. It doesn't work like that. Once it starts the healing process, it's like, oh, so we got to the root cause of the main one, and now all the others are all just the little strands coming off it. If you think of a root system of a bramble, of the blackberry bush, all these little trails of roots come off the main root. Well, we want to get to the main root, and then all the little ones should just be healed on their own. Yeah. So it is inspiring. It really is. Now, the other thing is that the first one we had was in your late 20s. If we checked in on the second one, you might think that it will go chronologically and then the next one will be in your 30s.
Mm-hmm.
The next one might be when you were a baby. So never assume. I just want to cover all bases so that people go, but it's not working for me. It is working. And we could ask the different question. We could ask, how many blocks do I have to do with the fear of success? And you could actually, when you've done that, you could actually ask about the fear of failure, because you said the most common one is the fear of failure. In my experience, it's actually the opposite. But then I always ask about the fear of failure as well, because often they're actually completely intertwined. So it would be a really good one to actually cover both.
Mm-hmm.
You could even do it together if you don't want to get bogged down with the detail, which you shouldn't. You could use the two together. There's no reason why not.
This is a fascinating, very simple. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Oh, it is.
Ridiculous. I mean, in a good way, like how simple the process is, and yet not a lot of people know about it. I mean,
Not yet. They will.
They will, because Misty is with us. I mean, it's just amazing. I want just before we're gonna wrap up. Um, Question real quick. So you saying like give like 48 hours to for that to integrate in your body, right? Okay, so for those of you guys who did that work, or you are doing it as you're watching replay, if you have, well, just give yourself 48 hours. If you need extra help, now you know how Misty is working. If you need extra help, or you have questions for Misty, or you need any kind of support, please by no means reach her at her website, which is the same as, I think it's Ergo, right? It's Ergo, ERGOIAM. So Ergo I am, therefore I am, .uk.com. She's joining us from the UK, from England. The world is in the shape of a suitcase, right? We as seriously, and it's just been my pleasure to have you on the show. Another gift, if you guys haven't, I don't even like to say to haven't taken advantage of it, don't take advantage of it, but just take a look and use the gift that Misty so generously shared with us. The book just came out. Can you show the book again if you have it right next to you? It's called The Movement: Better Business, Better Life, Better World. It's not even on Amazon yet, but Misty, is it?
It's, you can get the Kindle version of it, but not the hard copy version, which is so sad because it's really big. And I think on Kindle, you're going to lose part of it. I mean, I bought the Kindle version as well, just so that I can refer to some of the leaders in here because they're just great. But you really, I've already got Post-it notes on some of the chapters that I like.
Yes.
It's one of those things you just want to hold.
But at least, I feel that we are privileged to have the copy of your chapter in the book. That before the book is actually, the hard copy is available on Amazon. So please, by no means, take a look at that. The link is in the description on Hummingbird Academy today, and actually the same link is going to be on YouTube. So please join us on YouTube, Dream Big with Zhanna, inspiring you to reignite, refire, and refuel your life. If you put Dream Big with Zhanna Misty, you will find the first episode with her over there. And find Misty on Facebook, private message her, comment underneath the video, send this video, share that video with your friends. And I just want to say it was my fascination. I am totally in awe with your process. And thank you so much for showing it and sharing that with me and the world, because I think this healing is so much needed. And all you need to do, you don't even need to, with your process, you don't need to dig into why and when. No. You just need to release it from your body.
Just know that that's what you want to do, basically. And the universe understands. Once you open yourself up, the universe will listen.
This is beautiful. You guys are watching Dream Big with Zhanna, inspiring you to reignite, refire, and refuel your life. And today, our guest was the healer, the master healer, and the founder of I Am method of healing yourself and healing the world as a result of it, Misti Bliss. Thank you so much, Misty.
Thank you, Zhanna.
We'll see you on another episode where we're going to be dealing with other issues not related, seemingly not related to business and professional life. So we'll see how that goes. Take a look. Guys, we'll see you soon.